Hey, what's up YouTube? I'm here with my guy Carter. He has his own YouTube channel, The Carter. He's mostly focused on gym and workout related content. We're gonna be doing a brake job on his car today. This is a sweet car. It's a race car, if you will.
Yep, custom paint.
Custom paint and everything. Well, here's Carter.
What's up, guys?
All right. Well, we're gonna get straight to work. I'll try to film as much of this as I can. I know that I need to break down a lot of what I'm doing to the basics, so I'm gonna try to do that on this video, and I'll get back with you shortly. All right, so we got his car in the air. We're gonna be working on the passenger side rear. It seems like he's got a locked up caliper, so I'm gonna open it all up and see what we got. The only thing I've done is I've just got a jack stand under it. It's the Harbor Freight ones that will fall on me apparently. I've never had an issue. I've used these for 10 years, so I'm gonna keep using them. But he's got 5 lug nuts, so I'm gonna take all those off. Before you lift it in the air, you wanna break these loose. Don't take them off, but just break them loose so you can get them. So I'm gonna get those off now, take the tire off, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna hand the camera over to the Carter.
The Carter. One and only.
The one and only. I don't know if any of you guys know what this is called, or at least some people call it different things. It's T-bar, lug wrench, whatever. They have 4 different sizes for whatever different lug nuts have the right size for this car. But you can use the socket and like a breaker bar too, or you can use the lug wrench that comes with the, or I think some people call them tire irons. They come with the car. After I get the tire off, I'm gonna cut away for a second and get some light in here so I can show you. There'll be 4 bolts I gotta remove on the inside to get the caliper off. I'll show you that in a second. All right, all 5 off. Something that I do is I'll always put the wheel under the car. It's a lot cheaper to replace a wheel than it is to replace yourself. So you throw it under the rail. All right, I'll get back to you guys in just a minute when I get this all lit up in here. That's just the top. All right, so as I was editing this video, I realized I didn't get the actual footage of me taking the caliper and the brake system off. Fortunately, I still have everything together, so I'll show you exactly on this table here what you need to do on this. Also, I realized I never mentioned what this actual car is. It is a 2012 Hyundai Elantra. So I joked about it in the beginning that it was a race car. It's my buddy. It's my buddy's daily driver. So that was obviously a joke. But this is the brake setup off the car. Let me see if I can get in here and show you. And I can show you all the tools you need to, when it's in the car, to separate it, to take the brakes off. You'll need to remove these 2 bolts. They're already loose, but you'll need 14. I try to use at least wrenches when I'm braking, and then I'll switch to a ratchet if there's room. Sometimes there's not room. So, you remove these 2 bolts on the car, when it's in the car, I mean. And then this part of the caliper will come off. The bracket itself, this part right here, will stay in the car, and those bolts are right here, and they hook up to the hub on the car. So those were also 14. So on this Elantra, it's 2 14s that will be back here and 2 14s here. And what I wasn't able to show really well because of the lighting, this is the hole that the parking brake cable goes through, and this is the little catch. And so what I had to do to get it was you just take a screwdriver, a longer screwdriver, and you just pry it in here, right? Let's see if I can get in there where you can see it. and you're just gonna pry it down, and it will move this down to where the slack, you can hook it onto that little hook right there. And then when I was talking about the C-clamp, it's on this side, and you'll pound it this way. Like once you get this hooked up, the cable will go through here, you hook it up on here, and then there's just a little clip right here. And so I just tapped it off with the screwdriver, and then I tapped it back on. This is where the brake line connects in, and this is the bleeder. The bleeder is a 10 socket, and the brake line was a 12. All right, and then so getting back to removing these, you would take the screwdriver. Sometimes these are a little tighter. This is kind of loose, so let me see if I can do this one-handed. Let me set this down. So it'll come separated from each other. This will stay in the car because it would still be bolted on. So then you would just have to unbolt this. Those are the two bolts that would be holding it to the inside of the car. And as you can see in this clip a little bit better how much of a difference the pad has. So on here, this is the pad. Down here is your metal, and then this is the pad, and you can see there's a pretty big difference in how it was wearing. The other thing a lot of people don't know or may not know is this is the squeal tab. What this is designed to do, you can turn this out here, sorry. When your brakes start getting low, that little piece of metal protrudes up, and it will touch the rotor and make a loud noise. So you still have brakes, but it'll just be really loud and annoying. And then the only other thing that you would have to do if you weren't replacing the caliper like we did on this car is they sell this particular one needs this specialty tool. I believe I bought it at Harbor Freight. And if you look in here, you see all these little notches. So you just find the right setting on this one, and just hook up your socket and twist it, and it will compress down. Because when you put your new pads in, you need to make room, because this is just squeezed down. So you reset that. Normally you can use a C-clamp. I have a couple of C-clamps over there on the wall, and then I also have a brake caliper kit. But this is the tool you'll need for your Elantra. I believe this is the setup that I used on the driver's side. So that's pretty much it for this. We'll get back to the rest of the video. I was able to film the rest of the video. I just noticed when I was editing that it was missing this portion of it, and I didn't want to leave you guys out from some of this stuff. I know some people, everybody's at different levels of what they know about cars. So I just wanted to make sure I touched on everything. The new kit comes with these new little rubber boots. Because I got a new one, I didn't need to worry about it. So we'll get into the rest of the video now. I just didn't want to leave you guys without telling you what I used to do all this, and try to show you as easily as I could. All right, thank you.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed.
I showed all the bolts as I was taking it off, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right.
All right, yeah, it's recording.
Okay. All right, so we got it all put back together. New calipers on. The only thing I have left to do is change out the brake line to the new caliper. That's what this is right here. So I'm gonna unbolt it and bolt it into here. The mechanical e-brake, it's just a clip you pull out, and then all you have to do is just jam a screwdriver in the top and pull this lever down to catch the, there's a little hook here. So you'll pull this down with the screwdriver and then hit the hook on there. And then these brake setups that are drilled and slotted. So the drilled is obviously these holes. Slotted is these lines here. It's from, what did you get, Power Stop?
Power Stop, yeah.
Power Stop. They're pretty good. They're pretty good brakes. I run them on a few of my cars too. And then we had an issue with, on this side, I had to drill out these set screws. You don't, I'm not gonna say you don't have to put them back in, but I don't put them back in if I have to drill them out. What you can do is you're setting the brakes, because we're gonna have to bleed them. I ran all the lug nuts home, so it holds this in place as we set the brakes and then bleed the air out of the system. Normally what I'll do if we're not doing a bleeding the brake system is I'll just put the tire on, bolted up, and get everything all bolted up as I set the brakes. And then, you know, as long as everything's bolted up and tight the way it's supposed to, you're not gonna get anything weird with it. So me personally, on all my cars, once I take those screws off, I usually get rid of them. These screws can be problematic for some of you who haven't done this before, because your brakes get hot and those bolts are, you know, those screws or bolts are not very very big, so they just kind of weld themselves into place. So nothing really out of the ordinary with that. Just had to drill them out and get everything on. I guess we'll cut back here in a minute and I'll show you bleeding it. Carter will be doing the pumping on the inside of the car, and I'll show you what I do on my end out here. All right, so we're just bleeding the brakes out now. I got the caliper on. This is the bleeder valve right here. This is the brake line that comes into the caliper. We've pretty much got it all bled, but I was going to show you a process of it. All the new stuff's bolted on, and that bracket I was talking about in the previous clip is right here. So you just push this down to get this little clip to hook up, and then there's a C-clip down, or there's a clamp down here that holds it in place on the back on the old one. So you push the caliper through there. All right, let me show you what Carter's doing. The Carter.
You just call me Carter, it's just my channel.
The Carter. All right, so the way you do this is you just pump the brakes. You go anywhere between 5 to 10 to 15 times. You get some good pressure going, and then I'll go break it loose. But this is what he's doing. This is a good leg workout.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm feeling the burn. Oh, it's burning.
I don't know if you heard me counting.
Get over 1,000.
And so when it's time to crack the valve over here, always use the close end of the wrench. I'll set it on. Let's see if I can set this up. I have a cup over here. There's just communication with your guy. All right, man, push and hold. You crack it. It lets out no air. Tighten it back up, we're good. Like I said, we've been bleeding it for a little while. Got all the air out, but that's how you let the air out of your system, because it's a hydraulic system. So this side's done. We're gonna check out the front, make sure the front's good. On this setup, you know, we replaced pretty much everything. New pads, new rotor, new caliper. I just got to put the rubber grommet back on somewhere right here. But this one's done, so I'll take these lug nuts off now that it's been set, put the tire back on, get this one back on the ground, and we may or may not get to the front. Not 100%. We're gonna double check, make sure those ones are good. He was having an issue with his old caliper. It was locking up, so it ate up his pads. I can show you here. Ate up his pads pretty good. Uneven wear. Let's see if I can get it on where you can see it. So this side here wore down really fast, and this side didn't. So it's usually an indicator that your caliper is bad. What it's doing is the caliper is squeezing these brake pads on the rotor, and then they're not letting go. So it'll just keep grinding down, and you get uneven wear patterns like that. So he definitely needed it on this side. When we did the other side, I didn't film that side, but that side was good. So he's gonna have a lot better setup with this now. Like I said, we're gonna get back to I'm gonna check out the front. We may or may not do the front. If they need to be replaced, we'll replace them. If not, then he'll save it for, he has a few of these cars in his life, so he'll save those brakes for another car. All right.
So yeah, guys, we're just wrapping up. Everything is looking pretty good. We bled the brake line and everything. Got my good leg workout in. seemed to go as planned, so go ahead and put the tire back on, lug nuts, everything should be good. We're going to check the front tires here in a little bit, or the front brakes in a few minutes. So yeah, we just checked out the front brakes, everything looked good, so we're just wrapping it up here. You know, I got my good leg workout, pumping those brakes. I don't have to do legs for another week now. But yeah, Mike from Mike's Car Hole, I appreciate you, buddy.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
Help me out.
All right, guys, we're done with the car. We just replaced the back brakes on this one. We checked the front. There was no issues in the front. Like I said, he was just having issues with that caliper, and we're not going to replace just that one side. So whenever I do brakes, if one side's an issue, I'll replace both on that set of wheels or set of brakes. So the front, we pulled it off. There's no issues. Got it all back together. Got all the lug nuts tightened up and star pattern, and she's ready to go. So that'll do it for me. So thanks for watching my channel. If you get a chance, go check out the Carter's channel.
You have everything, home fitness, home gym reviews, different workouts and stuff like that. So check it out.
Yeah, I'll leave the link, and he's also in my channel. So if you check down at the awesome channels, he's one of the 3. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.